Hello everyone, welcome to Datables. I hope you are all doing fine. First of all, a big thank you to all of you who liked and commented on our last video, that is Power BI Sales Dashboard tutorial. It was awesome to see so much engagement on that project, and on your request we are excited to dive into another end-to-end Power BI project with you today. So today we are building an HR dashboard. It consists of two parts. The first page or the first part consists of HR overall KPIs, where we will measure overall KPIs of HR. And the second part will consist of HR attrition dashboard. We will start from scratch. This comprehensive tutorial will guide you through every step from understanding business requirement to drawing actionable insight from your data. We have divided the video into 8 simple steps. Step 1 will be understanding the business requirement. Step 2 will be importing and exploring the HR dataset. Step 3 will be creating a data model and creating relationship. Step 4 will be defining the key performance indicators, that is KPIs, and creating DEX measures. Step 5 will be designing the dashboard layout and visualization. Step 6 will be adding interactivity and functionality to the dashboard. Step 7 will be publishing and sharing the dashboard into Power BI service, that is app.powerbi.com. And step 8 will be drawing insights from the dashboard. In previous Power BI tutorial, we have used advanced features like time intelligence, new card visual, tooltip, and now in this tutorial, we are going to use advanced features like toggle button, creating bookmarks using selection pane, creating bookmark navigation and page navigation, doing conditional formatting on table. We will see 3 different types of conditional formatting in table. We will do conditional formatting on KPI card and gauge chart, and we will create slices and use filter pane for filtering the report page as well as visuals. In the end of the video, I will show you how you can download all the resources, that is the data sources, the CSV files, and the PBIX file, that is Power BI desktop file, which we are going to prepare during this video. For this video, we will be using a document available in the form of web page. The link of that document is available in the description section of the video. So whether you are a data beginner or an aspiring data analyst, grab your coffee and get ready to learn. And let's build this powerful HR dashboard together. So let's start with our project. We have divided the project into 8 simple steps. The step first is understanding the business requirement. We will understand what business require from the dashboard, what are their expectations from the dashboard. Then we will import and explore the HR data set. We will see for anomalies. We will see what is the quality of data set, and we will do transformation if they are required. Then we will create a data model based on that data set. Thereafter, we will define key KPIs. KPIs are generally drawn from the requirement sheet, and we will create DEX measures for those KPIs. Thereafter, we will start designing the layout of the dashboard, and we will start preparing the visualization visuals for the dashboard. After completing all the visualizations part, we will add interactivity. Interactivity in the sense we will add bookmark navigation, we will add page navigation, etc. After that, we will publish and share the dashboard. I will show you how to publish the dashboard in Power BI service and share it with different people. And thereafter, we will draw insights from the dashboard. So without wasting time, let's start with the first head or point, that is the objective of HR and the expectation of there. So from this these are the basic requirements which are given by stakeholders to us, and do the attrition analysis, why employees are leaving the organization and how they can retain them. So let's assume we had a meeting with them and they have given us these much points to be answered by the dashboard. So we'll read all of them one by one. So the first point is composition of the workforce. Understand the composition of workforce by department, education field, business travel frequency, gender, job role, and age group. Basically, they need the count of employees by departments, by education field, by business travel frequency, gender, job role, and age group. Then they have given us few HR KPIs. So the HR KPIs are analyze the employee count, which we have already covered in above point, then average salary, then average monthly salary, or you can say monthly salary they pay out, then average age of employee, average salary hike of employee, then average job satisfaction score, and gender ratio. Then the next point is identify trends and patterns in employee data across different parameters like education, age groups, and department. So basically, what we will do, we will prepare a dashboard and add education, age group, and department as slices, and we can find the trends as per these parameters. The next point is analyze different HR KPIs for different job roles. So this is same, just we need to add the slicer for job role as well, or we can create a table for this and show the impact of age and department on salary. So we'll check how salary is impacted by age and department, how salary varies with respect to these two parameters. Then next is employee attrition analysis. Identify the factors that influence employee turnover and retention, such as salary, age, gender, education, employee demographic, that is age, marital status, work-life balance. So we'll see how employee attrition goes and how these factors affect employee attrition. Next is gain insights into the area with high attrition rates to inform targeted retention strategies. So we need to find, let's say, a particular department where attrition is high. So we can target that department and reduce the attrition rate. Analyze the attrition rate by various parameters, including business travel, job satisfaction, marital status, work-life balance, monthly income, age. Compare the attrition rates in different departments such as sales, R&D, and HR. So these are all the points which are shared by stakeholders. So we will prepare the dashboard answering all of these points. So the next CSV file has been provided by the stakeholders to us that contains the information of 1470 employees such as their age, gender, department, job role, salary, education, performance, satisfaction, and attrition, etc. So we need to import that CSV file into Power BI, and here are all the steps. So here what I want to say is I will provide how you can download the complete CSV file. I will add the link here. I will show in the end of the video how you can download everything, that is CSV file, all the backgrounds which I'm going to use, and this complete Power BI PBIX file, that is Power BI file as well. So let's head over to our desktop, that is Power BI desktop, and here I'm going to show you how to import CSV file. So you need to click on this get data. You can click on this arrow as well. It will show you the most common data sources. You can check here, this is the text in CSV file, or what you can do, you can click on this get data and then write CSV here in the search bar. This CSV will appear, then click on this, then connect with it. So we have this HR analytics CSV file. We will double click on it. So you can see this is the sample extract from the our CSV file. So there are two options. One is load data. It will directly load complete data into Power BI, or we can use this transform data. When we click on transform data, it will open a Power Query window where we can see this data, we can analyze it, we can perform transformation. So we'll click on transform data to open Power Query editor for this data. So when we click on transform data, you can see a Power Query editor has been opened, and here you can see all the data which we have used. It is possible that you don't see these, so you just go to views, and here are the options. So you can see this column quality, column distribution, column profile, everything is here. So after that, you can see all these details about each column. So let's turn off this column profile now. Now you can see these are the columns: employee ID, age group, attrition, business travel, everything is there. So you can analyze which column you required, which columns you do not require. You can delete those columns, and through this column quality, you can see in this column whether the data which available in this column is valid. So in our data, 100% of columns are valid. It will also show if the values are empty or it contains some error. So you can do and perform transformation for those values. You can check the data quality of all of these columns through this data quality tab. Now let's understand what is Power Query Editor. So Power Query Editor is a powerful tool which can help you to transform the data in the Power BI. So let's see what are the different transformation which we can do here. We can do transpose, reverse rows, we can replace values, we can unpower columns, we can fill the columns, we can merge columns, we can extract data from columns, we can apply these mathematical operations in the column, we can even run Python and R code here in this Power Query. You can add columns, do mathematics, you can merge two columns, or you can add multiply two columns. Everything is possible in this Power Query Editor. It is a very powerful tool. So Power Query Editor is a very powerful transformation tool in Power BI. In this project, we have only one data source, that is HR Analytics. But generally, we have multiple data sources and we form a star schema for that all the sources. So generally, there are few fact file. Fact file contains transformational data, whereas there is another type of files which we call dimension files. Dimension file contains context type of data. So in fact files there will be transactional data, and in dimension file there will be context data. Context data in the means, like we have department information in there, you have employee information. These are the dimensions file. You can learn more about fact and dimension files in our video, that is 5 important Power BI interview questions. There we have explained fact and dimension table. So what we will do, we have only one fact table here. What we will do, we will create a dimension table for departments. So how we can create the dimension table from this fact table? We'll copy this table, or we can duplicate this table, and let's say we need to create department dimension table. So we will name it as a department. Now we will go to the department column. So this is the only one department column which we require in this dimension file. So we'll right click on this department column and we will remove all other columns, remove other columns. So there is only one column here right now. Now what we will do, we will remove the duplicates from here. So we'll right click on it and then remove duplicates. So now you can see there is a dimension table has been created with only one column, that is department, and the unique values in the department. So now we have created two tables from single table. So this is the type of transformation which I need to show you in Power BI. This is one of the type of transformation. For other transformation we have performed in our another project, that is Power BI sales dashboard. You can look into that video and learn other different kind of transformation which we can perform in Power BI or Power Query Editor. Now let's save these changes in Power Query Editor and go to Power BI Editor. Now click on this close and apply. All these changes will be imported into Power BI. Now you can see all the tables which we have created in Power BI Editor, that is Power Query Editor, has been imported to Power BI desktop. So there are three views here. One is report view, one is data view, and one is model view. When you click on this data view, you can see the department table here and all the HR analytics table here. Go to this HR model view. There is one relationship which is already created. Power BI automatically detects relationship and create relationship between the two tables. But you should always create these relationship manually, because when there are too many files, this process become critical. So if you go to this file, options and settings, options, you can see here, like if you go to data load, so here we have import relationship from data sources on first load, auto detect new relationship after data is loaded. So because this feature is enabled, Power BI automatically detect the relationship when data is loaded. So you can disable it or enable it as per your choice. So now we have two tables here. So now we will move to our next step, that is creating data model and relationship. Always remember that creation of data model is the most critical part in Power BI, because now from here on the report will be based on how efficiently you make this data model. For us, the data model is very simple, like there are only two tables. So we will create relationship between HR analytics to department. Always remember the direction we flow from dimension table to fact table. So this is our fact table and this is our dimension table. So I will click on this department and create a relationship with this department through this. Now you can see a one-to-many. This is one-to-many relationship is created, and that the direction is from department table to HR analytics table. Now we will go to report view. So we have completed first three steps. Now we will move to the fourth step, that is defining the KPIs and DAX measures. So I've already listed out the DAX measures for you. I will create them in this video and will simultaneously explain you. Try to create and follow each and every step which I'm doing here parallel on your laptop. So we will start with creating the DAX measure. So here are all the DAX measure which we are going to use in this Power BI report. So I will start with creating this measure first, that is employee count. So I will go to my Power BI desktop. So you can see, so how we can create the employee count. So here we have employee ID. So what we can do, we can create the distinct count of this employee ID here. So just go to the report view, click on any of the column, and on these three dots, click on new measure. So a measure window will appear. So what is your measure name? Your measure name is employee count, then equal to, then you, what you want to do, you want to distinct count the employee ID. So we'll write distinct. The distinct count will appear here. Just go to here and press tab, distinct count, the employee ID, then press enter. You can see a new measure with this logo has been appeared, which will distinct count the employee ID. You can check the measure here. Just go to this visualization, create a table, and add this employee count here. You can see our measure is successfully created. So you can see employee count here now. Now we will create all other measures. Let's go back to our screen. The new measures we need to create. So we have created the employee count. Now we will create other measures. So we'll create the average age first. We will copy the DAX from here, or you can write your own DAX here, just what I showed you. Click here, create new measure, then paste that average year ID here. So you can see what we are doing here. We are taking the average of age. So let's right click, populate it here also. So now new measure is created with name average age. We will also pull this new measure into our table. So when we pull this measure into our table, you can see the average age of 1470 employees is 36.92. Now we will again go back to our window. So we will create all these measures again. So what is this measure? That is attrition target is equal to 0.2. So this is a fixed measure, like a constant measure. It is not calculating anything. We have assigned 0.2 value to this attrition target variable. Now we have average job satisfaction score. That is, the average is a function in DAX. So we are averaging this column, that is job satisfaction column. We have job satisfaction column in Power BI. You can check that. So if you go here, you can see there is a job satisfaction column which is having scores, and the scores varies from 1 to 4. Similarly, we have created the average salary. Now there are two ways to create average salary. What you can do, you can simply use this average and then monthly salary here. So we have another function which is what we call monthly salary. So monthly salary is sum of monthly income. So if you go to data, you can see we have a column name here, monthly salary. Let's go here and check monthly income. So this gives the monthly income of all the employees. So this is let's say this is employee 1, the income is 1483, employee 2 2564. Now if you want to calculate what is the monthly payout by company to all employees, we just need to sum this column and it will give us the monthly payout of the company to all employees. So what we will do, we will create this measure, monthly salary is equal to sum of HR analytics, that is table name, and the column name, monthly income. So this monthly salary has been created. So let's create these two measures. So first we will create this average age. Average age we have already created, and we'll create average job satisfaction. Now go to this, create new measure. You can create from any of the window. So from either from report view or data view or in model view. So now we have average job satisfaction. We will also pull it in our table. We will click here, expand the visualization pane, and then we'll pull this. So now we have average job satisfaction, that is 2.73. We'll also create monthly income. Go to this monthly salary, sum HR, right click on it, new measure. If you want to copy paste it, that is also fine from that table, or if you want to write it on your own, just remove it, write monthly salary is equal to, we need to sum it, so we will write sum and then click, take this, and we need to sum the monthly column, monthly income column. We will write monthly, so we will need to sum this column. We will press tab on the keyboard, close the parenthesis, and then enter. So now this monthly salary has been created as a DAX measure. We can also pull it here in our visualization pane in the table. So now you can see a new column has, a new measure has been created, and the value is this. So we will create other measures as well. So job satisfaction we have already created. Now average salary. So average salary is, either we can use average of this monthly income, that will also give us the average monthly salary, or what we can do, we can divide this sum of monthly salary by employee count. So there are two ways. Either in this monthly income column, that is this one, we can do average of this by using average function, average monthly income. Or what we can do, we can divide this monthly salary to this employee count, that is sum of monthly salary to this employee count, and this will also give us the average monthly salary. So you can do any of this. I'm doing this just to show the variety of measures which we can create. So I have created this monthly salary 20 HLY. So you can see I will create this. So what we can do, we can use DAX measures in DAX measures. So we have created monthly salary as a DAX measure. So we can use that DAX measure into another DAX measure, and we will also use employee count here. So now we have used two DAX measures into a average salary DAX measure. So this average salary is also created. You can also pull this in our report. So we have average salary now here. Now we will go to other measures. What are different other measures? Average salary hike and average years. So I will create these two measures. The process is similar. New measure, then paste it. Then we have average years at company. So for we have a column named percent salary hike. We have averaged that column for salary hike, and we have a column named years at company, and we are averaging that. So again, new measure, average years at company, enter. You can also pull these two measures in our report. Just click here and then click here. You can see we have these two measures here. Okay. So we have not created this measures. So we will create this measure also. Attribute target, new measure 0.2. So we have created this measure, this measure, this measure, this measure, this also, this also. Now we will also create gender ratio. So how we can calculate gender ratio? Gender ratio is number of female employees divided by total number of male employees. So we have already created, if you know, we have created one employee count here. So this measure, what it do, it calculates the number of employee. So if we use the same measure, that is employee count, and filter it by number of females, then it will give the count of female employees. So what we will do, we will The calculate is a function which is used in DAX to filter out any particular situation. So what we are doing, we are calculating employee count, but we are filtering this by female. So we will, let's say, let's create the female count number. This measure is not mentioned here. I'm just adding it for explaining you the measure, female count. So I'm using this calculate employee count. Employee count will calculate the number of employees. And then what we are doing, we are using this filter condition. Let me show you how we are using. Just paste this, just paste comma here. Now we have calculate the expression which we need to calculate, and then the filter is gender. So HR gender is female. We are writing female here, and then close the bracket and then enter. Now if we pull this measure here, female count, you can see the count here of female. And let's say if we need to calculate the gender ratio, then what we will do, we will divide the female count by the male count. So similarly, we will create the male count. Now if you go to this, what we have doing, we have used the formula divide, then we are used female count as numerator. So we have used the same employee count, then filtered gender by female, and then we have divided it by denominator, which is called employee count gender male, and then when used 0 as the optional value if the result goes to infinity, anything. So we'll copy this formula, use it here. We have not used gender equals to, so we will copy this also. Now we will pull this gender ratio into this table. So you can see it is giving the values in ratio, that is 0.65. Now we want to convert it into percentage. So we will click on this gender ratio. You will go to this bar. If this is not visible as per this, you can just click on this arrow. So now you can see the percentage option here. Just click on this percentage. Now this value is converted into percentage. And if you want to remove these two digits from here, just reduce it to 0. Now you are seeing 67% here. Let me tell you more about two functions which we have used. One is calculate DAX function. So if you go to this is the document from Microsoft, that is learn.microsoft.com. You can see here we have a calculate function. What it do, it evaluates an expression based on modified filter context. So what it is doing, it is calculating this expression which we use, in our case employee count, and filtering it by some situation, by some context. And we've used another DAX function called divide. We'll search here divide. So you can see perform divisions and returns the alternative result. So this is the alternative result which we have used as 0. You can read more about these two functions here. I will also provide link in my blog. So we have created all the measures. So we have created these measures, and there are two measures, the other measures, like one is attrition count and then attrition rate. We will create these in later part of the video. So let's move to our window, Power BI. Now we have successfully created measures. What you can do, you can format the column. So let's say this is 36.92. You need only single digit or no digit as after dot. So just go to this average age, click on this, and then reduce it to 0. Now we have 37. We need 2 digits in employees average job satisfaction, because the values varies only from 1 to 5. So we need this granularity. We will reduce dots from average salary. We'll go here, and then put 0. Now percentage salary hike, we need it. Let's do it one digit after dot, so average salary hike. Similarly we will do for others. So we have successfully created measures. Now what we will do, we will create dashboard layout and visualization, which is our next step. We have divided this step into two parts. The first part is creation of HR dashboard overview page, and the next part is HR attrition analysis page. So we will create in total two pages. So in first part, that is HR dashboard overview, we will analyze the data of employees which are currently working in the company, like average employee count, average salary, monthly salary, average age, salary hike, etc., gender ratio. And in next part, that is HR attrition analysis, we will analyze the attrition rate, why employee leave the company, how many employee leave the company, what are the reasons for it, and how we can reduce the attrition rate. So we'll start with the first part, and these are the steps which we'll cover here. The first step is the creating report background. Then we will create slicers of department, education field, business travel, gender, job role, and age group. We will create slices for all the dimension data. So you can see this department is in static value, like department do not change. Education field is also a static value. Business travel, yes, no, this is also a static value. Gender, male, female. So we'll create the slices for these values, and then thereafter we will create KPI cards for employee count and all these KPIs which are mentioned in job description or the requirement sheet. And then we will create the visuals. So these are all the visuals which we are going to create. So let's move over to our Power BI desktop and start creating the Power BI report. So first of all, we have already created this visual. What we will do, we will delete it. You can click on it and press delete button, or you can use these two arrows and click on this remove. This visual will reduce. You can zoom in and zoom out this page directly through this button. And if you want to fit it, just click on it. This button, that click to fit, the report canvas will be visible here. So first of all, we will add the background here in this tab. So we'll click on this visualization pane here. We will expand this, then go to this setting, that is format your report. Then we have canvas background. We'll click on it and we will browse an image to fit as a background. We will click on this image here. We will go to the saved image, that is background, and we will double click it. Now you can see we have loaded the background image, but it is not visible because of this transparency. We will reduce the transparency to 0. And now you can see we have a image where we have written HR dashboard and the data Wolf's logo. So how I created this image? I created this using this Power BI, not Power BI, the PowerPoint. So you can see I have used one background, dark blue background, and I added text HR dashboard and data Wolf's logo here. Similarly, I created background for our next page, that is HR attrition dashboard and the logo here. And what we can do, we can save these images in this PC as an images. Thereafter, we can export these slides as an images in JPEG format, and then we can import the same in our Power BI desktop. So we have created the background successfully. So the next step is creation of slices. So we'll click here. This is the visualization pane from where we can import the visuals in this our canvas. So we'll go to this visual which is called what we call slicer. We will click here and we will add a field here. So let's go there. Let's add department here in this. So we'll add department in this. So you can see we have a HR dashboard with a slicer department. So what will do, it will slice the data here. So if I import, let's say this is the KPI, let's say add the employee count. So I employee count in this pane. So you can see when we click on human resource, it will slice the data only for human resource and it will show human resource employee count. Similarly, research and development and sales. So now we will format the slices. We will go here, click on this. We will click on the slices, go to the visualization pane, then click here. Then we will go to slicer settings. We will choose the style to drop down. Now we can use this We will reduce the size and go to the selection. So for now, if you see, we can select only single values. Now you want to select multiple values. So what we can do, we will disable this option and click on select all option. So now you can see we can click on multiple slices and we can select everyone in a single go. So we have formatted this. Now we will change the color of the slicer. So we'll again go to slicer settings, then slicer header is on. We will go to background. We will go to general effects. In background, what we'll do, we will change it to black and reduce the transparency to this. We will change, now the values are not visible because the color text color is black. We will change it to white or gray. We will also change the background of values to black, and we will change the slicer header color also to gray. Now you can see the slicer looks good. Now we will just reduce the size and paste it over the top or in the bottom part, let's say this part. So we have one slicer here. We will just copy it, copy visual, or you can just click here or copy it from here also and just paste it like this, or you can paste it by pasting using control V. Now we will copy the same slicer here and here. Now what we will do, we will change the slicer we have created for department. Now we will add other things here. So let's add age group. Let's add age group here. So now we can see age group, different types of age group here. Now after that, let's add business travel, whether he travels business. So he's a traveler, non-traveler, travel rarely. So we have added the slices. Now we will copy it again, paste it. Now remove this. What we can do, we have already added department. We can add education, but education field here. So you can see these are the education field. Again, we will copy it. Let's add gender. Remove this, add gender, whether he's male or female. Now martial status. So what are the slices which we require here? We will add the slices of department, education field, business travel, gender, job role, and age group. So we will add a job role here. Gender we have added. We will add one more slicer. So the space is less. So what we will do, we will squeeze the slices, or what we can do, we will just go to this general tab, properties. So the width, it's 192. We will click all of them and change the width to 192, and we will fix the slicer here. And what was the slices left? The slicer left was job role. So we'll click here, search for job role, remove the gender from here, add job role. Now we can see different job roles here. Now this is, you can see this, these are not aligned properly. So we'll just align them for now, and we'll select all the slicers here. So you can see we have selected all the slicers. Now we will go to this format option, then align in middle, and distribute horizontally. Now the spacing between all the slices is same, and then align properly. So we have created all the slices here. Now the next step is, so we have created slices. Now we will create KPI cards for employee count, average salary, and monthly salary. So we already had created the KPI card, but it is not looking in good format. So we will format it. We will click here, go to this, then reduce the reduce this call out value and add the title here, that is employee count, employee count, we will align it in the middle, reduce the size of this, and then click add background to it. Let's add a black background. We'll black background and reduce the transparency to this and change the text size. Go to the title, text color to gray, and the value will again go to this format, call out value to gray. Now this look good, but we can also add border to it. Let's go to this general effect, visual border, and make it a rounded border to, let's say, 15 or 20 pixels. So now you can see it is rounded, some kind of rounded. Let's increase the size of this. So we have employee count rounded, but this is still not looking good. What we will do, we will go to again, go to the background effect, reduce it to 74. Now it looks somewhat good. So we have created one KPI also. So this is employee count, but this KPI isn't looking good too right now. So what we will do, we will modify it again. We'll again go to background, change it to white. Let's say how this appears. This is visible nice. So what we can do, we can increase the transparency to 85%. Now this looks good. Now I will copy it and paste it. Now we creating other KPIs as well. So I'm aligning it. So we have created employee count. Now what we need to create, we need to create average salary, monthly salary. So we'll click on it. We'll add other measures. So we have average salary here. We'll add average salary. Now we will change the name to average salary. Then we have, this is the average salary. Then we can add average age. We'll go to this, add average age here, change its name to average age. Average age. Now we have, after average age, we can add, let's say, let's check into the, we can add, after average age, we can add monthly salary and then average salary hike. So we will search for monthly salary. We go to this, we will add monthly salary here, change the name to monthly salary, title, that is monthly salary. Then we have average salary hike, job satisfaction score, and gender ratio. So we'll search for hike, average salary hike. We'll add average salary hike here. Then job satisfaction, average job satisfaction score here, and gender ratio. We will change the name of all of these values. Gender ratio, job satisfaction score, and this was average salary hike. Now you can see we have created all the KPIs. What we will do, we will rearrange them. So what I will do, I will rearrange it to left some space here. So we have one space here similar to this. Now what we will do, we will select all these visuals, all these KPIs. We have selected all these KPIs. Go to format, align middle, distribute horizontally. Now you can see all of them are evenly placed. And if you want to reduce the space, you can do. Now let's say we want to color these visuals. Let's say if the gender ratio goes below 70%, then it should show in red color. If it goes above 70%, it should show in green color. So what we will do, we will click on this gender ratio, go to this fields, and then go to this here, and click on this gender ratio, go to the formatting options, go to this call out value. Now you can see the color is gray color, which is visible here. Now we want to format it as per our rule. So we'll click on this FX. Now we want to color it. So we'll do rules. Then we will see we have gender ratio and we can color it as per the given these conditions. So what we will do, if the score is greater than equal to 0.7 and we need to color it green, so we'll click on more color, go to this green color. You have added this green color, and if it is less than 0.7, we need to color it red. So go to this red or some shade darker. Done. Now you can see it is less than 0.67, so it is showing in red. So let's test it. Just go for this department, select some department, HR, it is less than 70%, so it is red again. Then we will search for R&D, it is 65. For sales, it is greater than 70, so it is showing in green color. So we have successfully conditionally formatted the value here. You can do it for other values if you want, as per your choice. Now what we will do, we will go to next step, that is creation of the visualization. So now look at the requirement which we have read earlier. So we have created all the KPIs right now. Now the next point is identify trends and patterns in employee data across different parameters like education, age group, and department, and analyze different HR KPIs for different job roles. So we need to analyze these KPIs for different job roles and then show the impact of age and department on salary. So let's head over to the Power BI. Now what we will do, we will create visualization as per our requirement. So what I will do, I will take this clustered column, stack column chart. Now what we need to show, we need to show the impact of, let's read the values again. So we need to show the employee data, that is employee count with respect to education, age group, and department. So let's take the education first. So we have education field. So we will take it into x-axis and employee count into y-axis. We have this graph ready. So what we will do, we will format this graph again. So we will remove the x-axis and y-axis titles. So this title is removed. Now we will remove this employee count just to have more space in our visual. I've removed this title as well. Now what we will do, if you want to add legends, the number count here, you can add that. Go to this columns, or you can add data labels here. So we have added data labels as well. Now what we will do, we'll change the format, background format. We will go to this effect, background. You can increase the transparency to 89. If this is looking nice, then it is fine. Let's say this is looking nice, or you can increase the transparency more. Just click on this visual again, effects, background. What will happen if we change it to black? This is looking nice. So I will go with this one, right? I will add borders, effects, visual borders, black color. I will add 15, rounded bottom, rounded. So see, you can see now this is rounded. Now I will change the color of text to gray. I will write text here. You can search all text from here also, or you can go one by one. So let's change for data labels, values, color to gray, or you can click here or just type text here in the search bar. Now you can see all the text which we have used. For title, we can mark it as gray. For tooltip, if there is any. Now we need to change the text of x-axis and y-axis. So again, go to this color to gray. Then in y-axis also, values, color to gray. Now everything is looking good and the visual is also looking good. Now what we will do, we will resize it. Or let's say you want to add like the distribution of different departments in marketing, life sciences, medical. So what you can do, you can see a legend here. So let's say we want to show this marketing column, like how many are of sales department, R&D department. So we can add department also here. Let's add one more feature here, that is department. I will add this into department. Sales is filtered, so we'll filter out everything. Now you can see like this blue color is of human resource, this red or orange is of research and development, and the blue data is of sales. Now you can resize it again and place it here. You can change the title as well if you want to shorten the title. Let's remove and department here. I've removed the title and department. Now it is looking good. Now we'll create other visual showing it. Let's say, let's remove it. Let's remove this visual for now. I will add, let's say we need to show employee count by each group. So what visual I can add for each group? Let's assume we need to add, what we can add. We can add the stream map. Let's add the stream map. Let me add the employee count first. Employee count. I have added employee count in values. So you can see this is the employee count and there are total 1470 employees here. Now we will divide this rectangle into different rectangles showing this number of employees. So the larger the rectangle, larger the number of employees. Let's add age group into categories. So now you can see that 26 to 35 has largest number of employees, that is 606. Then 36 to 45, that is 468. Then 46 to 55, that is 226. Now what we will do, we will format this visual also. And there is a trick to format this visual similar to this. And just click on this visual which we already formatted. Use this format style. Click on this. Now you can see our arrow has changed to brush. Now I will paste this brush here. You can see this visual is formatted with respect to this. So the style has been copied. So I will copy this. I will use this and I will paste it here. Now we will create a new visual that is showing employee count by department. So we'll again go to Power BI. Let's create donut chart this time. Now in values, I will add employee count. Employee count is here. We have I have to click it. Then employee count in the values section. Then in legend, we can add department. I will add department in legend, or I can use this legend also, this department also. So this we have created. Nice. If you want to format it, just click here, copy, paste it. This is formatted nicely. If you, let's say you want to change this legends from right, center right to top, then just click here, legends, change the position, let's say bottom center. This looks nice. Then we will use this, we'll minimize it. Now we will create new views, that is analyze the HR KPIs for different job roles. So what we will do, we create a table here. Let's say I created this table. I will add job roles here. I've added all the job roles here. Now what we will do, we will add the different KPIs starting from employee count. The employee count is added. Now let's say we need to add gender ratio. We will add gender ratio in the last, then average age, average of satisfaction level, average salary hike, and then gender ratio. So we have added all these. Now let's say you want to rename them, you can rename them employee count average. Yes, reduce the size of average age, average job satisfaction score. So I'm renaming them all. You can see I've renamed it here. Average salary. Let's rename it average hike. So I have renamed all the columns here. Now what we can do, we can format this table. First of all, we'll copy this and paste it here. The only background has been formatted. Now I will change style to none. Then we will add change values to gray, alternative values to gray as well. We will change the column header to gray as well. Now this table is looking nice. Let's change the total color also, totals to gray as well. Now let's say we need to add number of people or percentage of people doing overtime here. So let's check, we have one column with overtime data. Let's check what is there in that column. If we go to this and click on this overtime, we have yes and no. So yes are the people who are doing overtime and no are the people who are not doing overtime. Let's calculate the percentage of people who are doing overtime. I will create a new measure here. Just click new measure. So I will write overtime percentage is equals to, so I need to divide the number of people doing overtime divided by total number of employee. So I will do calculate employee count, then overtime, and I will do it as yes. And then I will press comma. So what we have added in numerator, that is calculate the employee count filtered by the persons who are, or the employees who are doing overtime. So it will give me the count of employees who are doing overtime, and I will write employee count as the total number of employees, and I will add alternative as 0. I'll press enter. I will add overtime percentage here in this table. Let's add this overtime. It is added here. Now you can see it is added here, but it is showing as number. I will change it to percentage, and number of digits after dot is 0. So this give me number of persons who are doing overtime. So now what I want to do is I want to do conditionally format this table. So let me do this. Let me change the resolution to high, zoom it out. So now you can easily see this table. Now what I want to do, I want to conditionally format, let's say, the gender ratio. So if gender ratio is greater than 70 or equal to 70, it should show in different color or some kind of visual representation. So I will go to this gender ratio. I will click on this arrow. Now you can see we have conditional formatting here. So we have different kind of conditional formatting, that is background color, font color, data bars, icons. Let's choose icons here. I will use rules here, gender ratio. And if it is greater than equal to 70, I will show it in green color. So let's put it, change it to number. So it is a ratio. So if it is greater than 0.7 and less than 0.7, so for greater than, I need to show, let's say, this green circle, and if it is less than 0.0, then I need to show this red circle. I will click OK. Now you can see the dots are available. Let's assume I need to change the position of these circles, red and green circles. Gender ratio, go to conditional formatting, again icons. I will change it to right of the data. Now they are moved to right of the data. Now let's say we need to show the data bars to just see like whose salary is high using visuals. So I will go to this average salary, again go to conditional formatting. I will go to data bars now. So this is the positive bar, this is the negative bar. I will just show data bar. I click and OK. Now you can see visually whose salary, like manager salary, are way high from the laboratory technicians. Laboratory technicians average salary is 3264, whereas managers average salary is 17,182. So you can see that. Let's say we need to check this overtime percentage as well. So I will go to this overtime, conditional formatting. Let's choose some different formatting. Let's use background color. Lowest value, let's say put it red, which is more visible. Put it red, and higher value to green. I will choose this green. Okay. Now you can see the greener are, or greener shows the higher, red one shows the lowest, and yellowish show the middle values. So this is how we can conditional format the tables. Now let's create another visual which is showing the impact of age on salary. So for that visual, what we can choose for showing the relationship between two variables, we will always choose the scatter chart. We can choose the scatter chart as one of the options. So we'll go here. I will show age in x-axis and salary, that is average salary, on y-axis. So now you can see the number of employees with different ages, and this y-axis is showing salary. Let's format this chart first. I will copy this formatting option and paste it here. Now you can see, let me zoom the chart for you so everyone can see it easily. So this is a chart which we have. So we have ages from 20 to 60 and salary from 0 to 10k average salary. So you can see that when the age rises, the salary is also rising. So if you need to add a trend line just to show how this salary varies with age, Just click on this icon, which is visualization analytics section. Add a trend line. So you can see this trend line, black color. I will change the color of this line to white. So now it is visible clearly. And you can see there are no edges present. So I will remove this part, this extra part. How I will remove that? I will format the chart. X-axis minimum will be, let's say, 18. So now this is more clear. The chart is more clear. Okay, so we have created all the visuals for now. We will create one other visuals and format it with conditional formatting. But for now it is fine. What I will do, I will arrange all these visuals. So this looks beautiful and in symmetry. So now we have rearranged all the visuals here. So this is looking empty. Let's add average years of experience also here. Just click on it. So average years is also added here. Change it to 0, let's say, or 0. So average of years has been added here. So we have created our first page. But if we see the data, so we have the number of employees. Now we have attritions also. So for the employees for which the attrition rate is yes, that means that employees has already left the company. But we need to prepare the dashboard only for the company or only for the employees who are present in the company as of now. So what we will do, we'll add a filter on this page with attrition equal to no. So here is a filter pane. So just go to this filter pane and go to attrition, search for attrition. Just click on it and place it on this, that is filter on this page. I will add attrition on this filter on this page and I will click no for the people who are currently working in the company. So now we have all the employees filtered out with who are working for the company for now. So we have filtered out this dashboard only for the employees who are working in the company. Let's name it as overview page. Now you need to perform attrition analysis, that is our page 2. What we will do, we will right click on this page and we will create a duplicate page of it and name it as attrition. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to reutilize such things which we have performed in this page, so it will reduce our work. Now what I will do, I need the similar type of slicers. Just I need to change the attrition level from no to yes. Now it is showing the data of the employees who have left the company. But what we need to see what are the root causes of attrition. So we will do some kind of different analysis here. So we need this employee count, average salary we require, average age we require. Now monthly salary, I don't think we require this. So what we will do, we will change it. So there are two measures which we have not used previously. So we will again go back to our slide. So these two measures which we have not used and created. So one is attrition count. Now we will see the attrition count is attrition is equals to calculate employee count, and HR attrition is equal to yes. It will calculate the employees who are attrited. But we have already did this by applying filter here for attrition equal to yes. So we do not require this measure, but I am creating just for reference purpose to make you understand the next measure which we are going to create. So we will create this measure. We all know how to create this measure. Just click here, new measure, paste it here, that is attrition count, enter. Let's just enter attrition count in this table. So if I enter this, you can see the number of employee count and attrition count is same because we already had a filter in this page which name attrition equal to yes. Now we will create our next measure, that is attrition rate. And I will make you understand this measure. This is an important measure in our report. So just paste this measure here. So this is a new measure which says attrition count, that is number of people who are attrited, and we need to divide it by total number of people, right? So what we will do, we will calculate the employee count, but we will use all filter. So what this all will do, it will remove any filter which we applied to this attrition column. So we have applied yes, so it will remove that yes and make it yes and no. So this function, this complete text function, will give us the complete employee count. So what we did here, we divided the number of employees attrited or removed or left the company divided by total number of employees. This. So now we have created our measure. I'm pasting it here. Now what I will do, I will add this attrition rate in this table. Now you can see we have an attrition rate in this table. What I will do, I will make and change this as a percentage. So now we have created the attrition measure. Now we will do what we will do, we will change these KPIs. So this KPI we require, this KPI require, with this KPI we require. Let's change it to attrition rate. I will remove this, add attrition rate here. For call out value, I will reduce the number of decimal. Let's change it to 16%. Then I will change the target to attrition rate. I will remove these three KPIs as I don't require them for now. I will delete these KPIs and I will add God chart here. So what I require here is attrition rate. I will add attrition value here. So this gives me the attrition of this value. I will change the data label and change the unit to, let's say, decimal to 0. And for data labels, I have changed it. Let's change it for values also. Call out value, I will change to decimal 0. So it is 0 now. Now what I will do, I will change the format to this. So we have this as an attrition rate. I will remove the data labels. For call out value, I will change the color to gray. It is 16%. Now I will change its, let's say, title, attrition rate, and middle it. Let's change it to this. This is looking nice now. I will make it bolder, this, or it is fine. You can attrition rate. Now what I will do, I will filter it by department. Let's filter it by department. Oh, I will add a visual department human, that is HR. I will name this visual as title attrition rate HR. So now it is showing the attrition rate of HR. Now let's say our target for attrition rate is it should be less than 17%. So what I will do, I will go here. If I go to this visualization pane, call out value, or you can see the color, we have fill color, that is blue. I will change this fill color to attrition rate, that is, I will change the format style to rules. If it is greater than 0.17, then, and it is less than maximum, then the color should be red. Let's make it red and add a new rule. If it is less than 0.17, then the color should be green, right? So it is greater than 17, so it is red. Now let's create two more God charts. for two different departments. So I will just make it here. The size of this is, width is 173, so I will make the width also 173. I will select all three and change width to 173. Okay, I did it. Now I will change this HR to, I'm zooming in out to this visuals. I change this HR to R&D. It is less than 17, so it is green now. Let's change its title to R&D, that is research and development. And we will change this to sales. I will change its title to sales. I can reduce the size to just to fit this over a single line. Now you can see we have created KPI cards for these visuals. So I'm arranging them. Let's fit it into the window. So this is how our KPI cards look now. Now let's change these visuals. I'm deleting all of them. Let's keep it this one for formatting. So now if I go back to the requirement, what we need to do, we need to gain insights into the areas where high attrition rates to be informed targeted retention. We need to analyze the attrition rate by various parameters, include job travel, job satisfaction, Marshall status, work-life balance, and monthly income. So what we will do, we will create line charts to show how attrition rates varies with respect to these charts. So we will go to this, and this is our line chart. I will add this line chart here. I will add attrition rate in y-axis, and in the x-axis what I will do, I will add the various factors which influence attrition rate. So I will click here. So we have attrition rate here. I will add it into y-axis, and now we will check this attrition rate, which is around 16.12 with respect to different parameters. So let's check it with age first. So what I'm doing is I'm adding age in x-axis. So when I add age into x-axis, you can see it shows me a clear graph, a beautiful graph. And you can see when the attrition rate for age, that is lower age, is quite higher as compared to the higher age. And this is an anomaly. Let's say the 58 is the retirement age, so everybody who is at 58 should have to retire. That's why the rate is quite higher. So I will format this graph. I will click on this, copy the formatting style, copy it. It is visible quite and nice and beautiful. What I will do now, I will just reduce the size of this and just delete this graph. So you can see here, this is the graph attrition rate by age. Now what I will do, I will add trend line here. So this is the trend line. I will add trend line. The trend line is visible, but it is of black color. I will change it to white color. Now it is visible. So you can see with age increasing, the attrition rate is decreasing. This is what our trend line shows. So we have find out the one factor. Let's remove its lower this range to 18. I will go here, x-axis, lower range to 18. Now this is more beautiful. So we have created one graph. Let's create another graph. Copied this graph. So I will remove age from this here. Now we will check for different other things. So now we will see business travel. So next is business travel. Let's add business travel here. So now if we see here, the trend line is not visible. Let's add trend line first. Trend line is not available for this because this is a text value. So what we will see here is for traveling frequent, the persons, the employees who are traveling frequently, the attrition rate is quite higher as compared to non-traveler. The attrition rate of non-traveler is just 8%, whereas attrition rate of people who are traveling is 24%. So this is our another graph. I have copied it and will create new graph. So now I will remove this business travel. I will check with department. Department we have already performed, that is 19, 14 and 21%. This is visual. This is available through this God charts. Let's check based on education field. Okay. So we can see at HR, the attrition rate is quite higher. In technical degrees, it is quite higher. But in life sciences, medical and other, it is quite lower. So we can, this is also the factor, the education field. Let's take this graph also here, copy and paste another graph, remove the education field. Now let's check with the employee count, employee number, female, gender. Let's check with the gender also, how attrition rate varies. For male, attrition rate is 17. For female, the attrition rate is around 15. So if you require, you can keep this graph. I'm keeping it for a moment. Let's check other factors which are influencing attrition rate. Let's check with job role. So sales represent have 39%. Then we have attrition rate for laboratory technicians, and for research director it is quite low. So the for research director, the attrition rate is 2.5% only. So that is another factor which is affecting the attrition rate. Now let's check it for job satisfaction and work-life balance, how that affects the attrition rate. I go to job satisfaction. So there is job satisfaction score. If you see in the data, let's go to job satisfaction, job environment, job satisfaction. So it is a score between 1 to 4. 4 means high, he is satisfied with his job, the employee is satisfied with his or her job, and 1 means he or her is not satisfied. So let's check with that. I will remove this and add job satisfaction. We can see a trend line is performed. So with lower score, the attrition rate is 22.84%. With higher score, that is 4, who the employees who are satisfied with their jobs, has an attrition rate of 11.3. So there is a huge impact. It is just half of the employees who are having score 1. Now we will go to monthly income, like how this attrition rate is impacted by monthly income. Let's move it here, and I will move this table here. I'm adding people to monthly income in x-axis. So I added, oh, so we have created this graph, but the graph is not as per our expectation. It is not showing how the attrition rate varies with monthly income, because monthly income is different for everyone. So if we see the data, let's go to monthly income. So monthly income has a variety of ranges, like there is 1009, 1051, 1052. So let's assume that 1095, 1009 is working. So for this, attrition rate is let's say 1%. He's working currently, and there is only one employee at 1009 salary, and he is working, so attrition rate will be 0. For 1051, if he has left the company and there is only one employee at 1051, then it will appear attrition rate 100. So what we need to do, so that's why the attrition rate is appearing for 100% for some and 0 or less than 0 for one some. This is just because like these are not grouped. by. So for each and every income it is showing. So let's say in 1261 there is only one employee which is attrited, so attrition rate will become 100. So what we need to do, we need to bin these incomes to see how the attrition rate varies with income. So what we will do, we will click here, we will create new group. Here we will click on new group, and you can see it automatically detects the bin sizes, the minimum value and maximum value. Let's click this OK, and now you can see the attrition, beautiful graph depicting the attrition rate with monthly salary, because it has created a new column, that is monthly income bin. So if I go to this chart, you can see the data. A new column has been created which is binning. Let's say 1000 to 1050 has been created a one group, and all the employees in that range will come into that group. So now you can clearly see that the attrition rate is quite high for the person who are having lower salary than the employees having higher salary. So we have created this graph as well. So now what we will do, we will rearrange these graphs and we will choose the graphs which are perfect, which are giving the more data, and we will choose the graphs which are providing valuable information. So I will choose few graphs from here. So let's choose this one because this is good graph. We can choose this travel one also. We can choose education field. This one is also interesting. Job satisfaction is also interesting. As the space is limited, so what we will do, we will choose 6 graphs out of this. So we have to eliminate one graph. So what we will do, sales representative, so we will create this into table. We will use this table to represent this graph. So I'm deleting this one and I'm rearranging all the graphs. I will resize them, all of them. I'm taking their height to 240 and width to 305. Now they are formatted. Now I will arrange them into the canvas. Now we will format this table. So we need job role, we need employee count. Let's change, let's bring employee count or attrition rate in attrition rate forward. So I put this attrition rate. Now we have attrition rate visible here. We have everything now in place. We can remove this average years. You can remove this, or if you want you can keep it as per your wish. So we have the table ready. We have all the attrition dashboard ready. So now you can see we have found out the reasons why the attrition rate is higher in certain section of the people or employees. So even if you see, let's say the average age, that is 34 for attrition employee, the employee who left the company, and for normal employees who are working is 38. So young employees are moving out of the company, and the overtime percentage for persons or employees who are working in companies 23%, and the employees who has left the company is, sorry, left the company is 54%, which is quite very high. So we can derive insights from this report. So we have completed the dashboard creation. Now what we will do, we will move to our next tab, that is add interactivity and functionality to this dashboard. So if I again go back to this dashboard, you can see there are two pages. So let's create a page navigation here. So what we can do, we go to insert tab, click on this icon, we have navigator, then we will click on this page navigation. So you can see we have two icons here with the page names, or you can say two buttons. And if I make them the size is small, so we place these buttons here, let's say. Now we are in the overview page. So overview is darkened out. So let's assume we need to move to attrition page. We just control click it and we have moved to attrition page. Let's paste this here also in attrition page as well. I copied that visual using Control C and I'm pasted this using Control V. Now we can move to overview from this page also. So we have created page buttons. Now let's assume you need to change this visual. Like right now we are showing employee count by department. Now let's assume we need to show the monthly income or monthly salary paid by department. And we just need a button here. When we click on this button, this employee count by department should appear. When we click on another button, employee count by or monthly salary by department should appear. So what we will do, we'll copy this visual. So I have copied this visual. So you can see this visual has been copied here. And I will go to view section and go to selection. So I'm hiding this filter out. What I will do, selection, here we can see like it gives the details of all the visuals which we have prepared. So if I click on this employee count by department, this is the employee count by department. If I click on this, this is employee count by department. So I will hide this visual by clicking on this eye icon. So this visual will disappear. We'll add this visual here. Just like this, right? Just like this. Now what will happen, I will create some bookmarks. So I will create this, go to this bookmark tab in view section only, and I will also select selection. So I will create some bookmarks. So I will add one bookmark and add another bookmark. So what we need to show, we need to show, let's say show employee count. When we click on button, and when we click another button, show monthly salary. So what I will do, I will change this visual. So I will go to this data part, just hide it person. So here we have in visualization section. Let's zoom out to this particular section, zoom in, sorry. I have zoomed into this visual only. Instead of employee count, I need sum of monthly salary given by department. So we now have sum of monthly salary given by department. So I will hide this visualization and data bars. I will open bookmark and selection tab. So when I hide, I will again zoom into this section. Now if you see, I have hided employee count by department and monthly salary by department is visible. So we'll hide this and show this. Now employee count by department is visible. So what I will do, I will create bookmarks. So when I click on one bookmark, employee count will appear. When I click on another bookmark, employee salary will appear. So what I will do, I will go to this employee count bookmark, and there are, I will click on these three dots. There are options like data and all the visuals. So I need to change bookmark for this visual only. and I don't need to change data. I just need to change the visuals. Data means all the slices will also get impacted. So I will change this data. I will deselect this data. I will select this selected visuals. Similarly, I will do in the another bookmark. I will deselect this data. I will select selected visuals. Now what I will do, so I want to show monthly salary in this bookmark. So I will click on this view and I will click on this employee count, count by department also, and I will update this monthly salary bookmark because it is showing monthly salary by department. So I will click on this monthly salary department. I will click on update. Now in this button that is show employee count, I want to show employee count and I want to hide monthly salary by department. So I will select both of these visuals from selection pane and I will click on the show employee count. Then I will update this bookmark. Now if you click on this bookmark, monthly salary department will be monthly salary by department will appear. If you click on this bookmark, employee count by a department will appear. Now what we will do, we will add bookmark navigation. So I will go to this insert section, then click on this buttons, then go to this navigation section, then add bookmark navigation. Now if we zoom in, you can see show monthly count and show monthly salary bookmarks appear here. We will go here, we will reduce their sizes, or you if the things are not visible, what you can do, you can change the name. Let's say employee. I'm changing its name to employee count, and I'm changing this bookmark's name to salary. Now the names are also visible. I will remove this selection and visualization part from here. I will zoom in here, scroll it down. I will arrange this visual, not this visual. Now if you control click the salary, monthly salary by department appears. If we control click this employee, employee count will appear. So now we have created both the pages, that is overview page and attrition page. And we have also added all the navigation things here, that is page navigation and bookmark navigation. Now we are going to publish this report into Power BI service. For publishing a report into Power BI service, first you need to create your Power BI service account. And after creating that, you need to log in with that account into your Power BI desktop. So I have already did it previously. So I will publish this report into Power BI service. So my Power BI workspaces will appear. So let's publish this report into Datavul's demo workspace. I selected this and it is publishing the report to my workspace in Power BI service. So now you can see I got the success message. So I will check in Power BI service whether this report is updated or not. So I will go to app.powerbi.com. So you can see I have already logged in with my credentials, that is Datavul's. So I will go to workspace Datavul's demo. Now here you can see I have a report name HR and attrition dashboard. I will click on this report. And now you can see we have the wonderful report here present. I'm zooming this report in full screen. Now you can see our report in Power BI service, that is online. So you can go to different pages through this navigation. You can check, you can change the visual using this button. Let's say I want salary or I need employee count. Everything is here. You can filter the data, let's say by department. I want sales data. So everything you can do in this Power BI service. You can share now. If I go back to the workspace, that is Datavul's demo, I can share this report with the business users which are in my company. So let's say I'm sharing this report to Mohit. So Mohit Bansal, I can share this report and send it. So a link has been sent to that user. Now let's move to our next section, which is drawing insights from the dashboard. We have listed down all the insights which we have drawn from this dashboard, like attrition rate is 16%, which is way higher than industry average of 12%. The employee diversity and inclusion analysis revealed that there is a significant gap in gender representation, especially in HR, where only 33% are female. Then majority of employees are in age group 26 to 35. Then sales executives are the largest job, that is 269, followed by research scientist. And the highest average salaries are of manager, that is $17,201, followed by research scientist. Gender ratio is also skewed. Then we have attrition rate by department, that is sales is 20%, 21%, R&D 19, HR 14. Then we have attrition rates among different job roles. For sales it is highest, sales representatives it is highest. Then we have attrition rate higher amongst who travel frequently than who travel rarely, that is 25% and 8% respectively, and similarly others. So we have drawn all the insights from this dashboard. Now in the last section we have the downloadable resources which we have used in this project, which includes all the Excel files, that is SCSV data source, all the background images and the presentation through which we prepared those background images, and the PBIX file, that is Power BI desktop file, which we have prepared in this video. All has been provided using through this link, and above link we have a sales dashboard. So if you can see in this link, we have a sales dashboard project, end-to-end project. You can go through this project. This also has a YouTube video, and it is also in a step-by-step tutorial for Power BI. And if you want all the resources for this Power BI tutorial lecture, that is step-by-step Power BI tutorial, you just click over this, open this link, and when you open this link, you can see all the PBIX file, all the data sources and images which we have used in this project. You can just download all these resources for your help. So guys, that's all for this video. If you find this video insightful, then please do like this video and subscribe to our channel, and feel free to ask anything in comment section. We will try our best to answer all of them. Check us out on different social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook and Twitter, and check our websites, that is datawolves.com. So we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.